Most High Christ. All right, Shalom. We the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Johanna. I'm Priest and Officer Don Yala. This is the Wednesday night law class. Here to teach about the law. If you have any questions online, type them in. If not, of course, we're gonna move on and go into the topic. With that being said, is there any questions in the class? All right, Bob, you can ask your question again.
My question is, what should be a focus in what should you focus on in the truth?
Okay. Should you focus on in the truth? Coming into the truth, okay. Let's start with this is the whole duty of man. Matter of fact, let's start here first. Get me Mark 12 and 30.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 12, and verse 30. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart.
You could get that. You can hold that and get that.
Okay.
No. Hey, Shalom. Shalom, Christ. Go ahead. You can pick up where you left off.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 12, and verse 30. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, with all thy mind, with all thy strength. This is the first commandment.
Now, this is the first commandment, right? Love the Lord with all thy heart, all thy soul, all thy mind, and all thy strength. This is the first commandment that, Christ is bringing out. Read.
Verse 31. And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
And the second commandment is namely this. This is the second commandment. Love your neighbor as yourself. Read.
There is none other commandment greater than these.
There is no other commandment greater than these. Now, Christ is telling you these two commandments you should keep. Is he saying these are the only two commandments to keep? Because there are no other commandments greater than these. What it is saying? If you could keep these two, it's pretty much going to be easy to keep the rest of them. When you come into this truth, the Most High wants you to focus on loving Him with your mind, basically loving Him with everything you got. And also, He wants you to love your brother. He wants you to love your family. He wants you to love your people. These are the greatest two things you can do. When you come into this truth, think about it. What we focus on? We focus on keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Definitely. That's the number one thing we focus on keeping is the law, statutes, and commandments. But also, that comes with we loving the Most High with everything.
Right.
And because we love him with everything, what does it mean? Because we love the Most High with our, what does it say, with our mind, our soul, what else?
And with all our mind. Okay. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind, with all thy strength.
Basically, with everything. Now, if you love the Lord with everything of you, what does that mean you're going to do for the Lord? What that mean? What's one thing you could guarantee if you love the Lord with your mind, soul, heart, everything? What's one thing guaranteed out of that then? Abad?
Your obedience then?
And what is your obedience to him? What is being obedient to the Lord?
Keeping his law, statutes, and commandments.
Keeping his law, statutes, and commandment. That's definitely. You love the Lord with all your heart, you're going to do what he tell you to do. That's how you show the Lord you love him, by keeping his commandments. Of course, we know that's in the book of 1 John. Loving the Lord with all your heart. This is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. So once you love him, the first thing you're going to show how you love him is by keeping his commandments, which is going to be followed up. Because I love the Lord so much, it's going to make you do what? Read the second greatest commandment.
Verse 31. And the second is like, namely this: thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these.
Now, because you love the Lord, you're going to do what he said. And how you show you love the Lord? For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. And because you love God so much, you're going to love your neighbor, which is your brethren. Now, why is it saying those two are the greatest commandments? Right? Because once we love the Lord, we're going to keep his law, statutes, and commandment. This is what we should focus on. Loving the Lord and loving your neighbor. Why is the Bible putting those two together, saying that that's the number one and number two commandment? And there's no other commandments greater than this, greater than these two. Loving the Lord and loving your brother. Why is it putting those two together?
All the other laws hinge on those two.
But why though?
You'll follow all those. I mean, you'll follow all the rest of the commandments if you follow those.
True, but it's actually a precept on why these two are the number one and number two greatest commandment, and none of them is greater. Of course, if you love the Lord, you're going to keep his laws. That's what the scriptures say. Loving the Lord, for this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, right? Paraphrasing. What's in the Most High commandments? Loving him and loving your neighbor. Why there is no other law that's greater than those two? Anybody online want to give it a shot? And there's a precept with it too. Give me 1 John 4 and 20. Make sure that's it. 1 John 4 and 20. How can you tell if somebody loved God with all their mind, heart, and their soul? How can you tell if somebody loved the Lord?
By their works.
Yeah, body works, and what else? And those works consist of what? Like, all right, I'll put it like this, right? Somebody say they love the Lord, right? And you see them. They always doing something as far as like putting in work for the Most High. And you can look at him and be like, yo, he really loved the Lord. Look at his works. But how would you know for sure he loved the Lord? Let me get 1 John 4 and 20. Mm-hmm. Whoever got it could read it. It don't matter.
This is the first book of John, chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
If a man say he love God and hate his brother, he a liar. Read.
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, how can he love God, whom he hath not seen?
Read.
And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also.
Right. So how can you tell a person really love God like they say they do?
Love his brother.
Yeah, but how you treat his brother. You know, it's like I'll give you an example, right? The Christian church, don't they have food drives? They give out food all the time to the community. They have, they give out food, they give out gifts, they give back to their community or whatnot. The Christian church, they do little charitable events, donate money or whatnot. And in the eyes of the people, it looked like they love God because of all the work that they put in. But we know they don't love God by how they treat Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. We know that for a fact. Perfect example. Look at all the cities that had, tragedy, hurricanes, or, some type of devastating, event in a city. And coronavirus, for example, Christian church was shut down. A tsunami, a hurricane, a flood, anything that can happen in the city, the churches are shut down because of it. People are hungry, need food in these times. The churches are shut down. They not opening they doors up. During the pandemic of this whole coronavirus, every church across the United States of America was closed down and wasn't letting nobody in. You don't know how your congregation doing. You don't know how people, if they got the proper medicine that they can do, if they got the proper medicine that they can take to make sure that they get through this. They didn't give a damn when it was really time to put in some work. All that giving out food and all that is cool. But what are you going to do in a time when it's really needed? Like, it's cool to go out there and, like they do, just a church on this block. Every so often, you'll see them post up or go out on a corner and sing, and they might give out some fruits. I drive through Philly all the time, and they giving out food and doing a bunch of stuff, And I pull over, y'all got a card? And it's always to like a Christian type organization or some type of religious organization. They out there doing that. Back to school program events, giving out book bags, free lunch programs. They doing all this, but when stuff really go down, they nowhere to be found. Listen, I remember my house got caught on fire. This was back in like 2001 to 2 or something. I was young. My house got caught on fire, and I remember we went to church, and right before we went in the door, my mom talked to the pastor, told the pastor everything. We was living out of a hotel at this time because we lost everything. Only thing that we had was the clothes that was on our back. Whatever we left the house in is whatever, we left the house, went on a family little ride, came back, the house was burnt down to the ground. It was nothing saved. Everything was destroyed. We went to church and we told the pastor or whatnot. All they did was bring us up in front of the church and gave us a prayer. He gave us a prayer. That's all he did. Gave us a prayer. That's what the pastor did. He gave us a prayer. At the end, right? Someone came up and gave us a gift card or something, and I think that was it, right? We had nowhere to go, nothing. The next week we came back, they get somebody had like a bag of clothes for us or whatnot, because my mom had 6 kids at the time. So, and we was all young. Gave us a bag of clothes. It was like pants, shirts, underwear, everything. When we got back to the hotel and sorted it out to see who could fit what, everything was used. Like, when I say used, meaning, okay, we got nothing, so we grateful, right? But this stuff looked like it's been in the basement, mildewing. Like, it was literally, no exaggeration. We pulled out the underwear in there because my mom was like, I'm about to go run this to the wash machine, wash it up. Y'all can have more clothes to wear. Every pair of underwear that was in that bag had feces in it. Every pair. And it was like, even washing this, I don't even want to put this on. Like, I'd rather keep the pair that I got on and rock out in this than, like, come on. This ain't going, and these were white underwear. This stain ain't coming out. Not in no white drawers. Like, come on, man. You can wash this and bleach all you want. This stain ain't coming out. And then it was just like, all right, we need somewhere to live. And I still remember my mom saying, listen, I've been going to that church for 10 plus years, been paying tithes. I'm going to just straight up ask the pastor if they could just donate and get us a house. Went back to church the next Sunday, and my mom asked. And he said, yeah, I could do that for you. No problem. Took us back up in front of the church and said, Father God, I pray that a miracle happen. They get an envelope with money in it so she can get a house for her and her kids that have nowhere to stay. And it was like, what? You praying for an envelope of money to, like, what? Come on, anybody can see that that's not real. That's not realistic. Like, you got the money to put us in the goddamn house. You can't do it? This nigga don't love God like he said he do. And you ride past that church as of today, it's a food banquet. Where they giving out vegetables and all. They shut that church down a long time ago. Shut that church down. And I don't even know where the hell he at now. But that church it's a place they sell food out of. Most High in Christ. Because there was more families that needed way farther help than us two. But later on down the line, and all he did was got up there and said a prayer. When you are here, like we don't in here, brothers need help with certain things. We not saying no prayer for you. And we not bringing you up in front of the class and saying a prayer that the Most High bless you. We are the Most High blessing to you. You are in here and you need your rent paid. We're not hoping the Most High send a lottery ticket in your goddamn mailbox to help you get your rent paid. Or you might walk into your slave one day and your boss might say, hey, good news, we're going to give you a $500 bonus just out of nowhere. We're going to give it to you because the Lord put us in a position to help you. Like, he put us in a position to have the resources to help you. We're not dependent on, one day you wake up and at the foot of your bed, it's a wad of cash right there and all your problems go away. You don't know how you're going to pay your rent this month. You happen to walk down the street and stumble across $800. Oh, there go the rent money. Based off of a prayer we said. Nah, you need help. Listen, it's a protocol you find, and Commander General Yohana is going to pay your rent. Why? Because he loved the Lord. This school was set up like that. How do people know for sure we love the Lord? Because of how we treat our brothers. Like, that's how you can show that you love the Lord. Read on. Take it from the top, Bubba Kashaw.
This is the first book of John, chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
Now, read.
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, how can he love God, whom he hath not seen?
Why is that so heavy? If a man say, yo, I love God, but you hate this brother, meaning of course you hate him without cause. You just hate him for no reason. You a liar. How can you hate him that you see, but love the Lord who you don't see? Why is John saying that? How can you hate him and you see him every day, but you love the Lord who you don't see? Why is that so heavy? Why is John saying that? And this is a cut to the soul too. This is a cut to every Christian. Right? Why is John saying that? You see him and you hate him. You don't see the Lord and you love him. You don't really love the Lord. What's the difference in that situation? Anybody want to give it a shot? Go ahead.
Because it takes faith to love the Most High that you don't see, but your brother that you see is tangible, that you can put your hands on, that it's more of a reality as opposed to something that you
close. You close, but even loving your brother takes faith too, or whatnot, because and why I say even loving your brother, it takes faith, right? To show that you love the Most High, because we come in here and like I got family that I knew 30 years, 20 plus years or whatnot. And I would pick any brother in the school over them. And the longest I knew a brothers in this school was 10. So, but just based off of faith or a trooper, you a trooper, I would pick you over any of my family when it comes down to it. You got to pick us. I'm picking you. And that's all faith. Knew you for what? You've been in the school for what? A few months or whatnot. Well, you've been a trooper for what? Like a few months. Yeah. So, but I'll pick you. I drive by what? What you been in school? Like 2 years? 2 years. And I'll pick Ibad over my family. Without a question. No hesitation, no guessing or whatnot. It's us or them. I'm picking them. I'm sorry. And that takes faith. I don't know where Ibad might end up in a year or two. I don't know where you might end up in a year or two. I just had faith in the Most High. And because I have faith in the Most High, I'm going what he says is right. I'm going to love my brethren. What Christ say? Who is your father? Who is your mother? Who is your brethren? Those that do the will of my Father. Y'all in here keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. I have faith for that. So because of that, I know my family in the world ain't doing it. I see their actions. I see what they doing. I see the celebration of the holidays, the white man holidays. I see, the birthdays. I see a ton of stuff, and I already know they don't love God. But I do see y'all in class. I see y'all at camp. I see y'all, doing as much as you can for the Lord. I see y'all following orders. And that is enough for me to choose y'all over my family in the world. And that's off of faith. That's off of faith. Being in this truth, as y'all going to experience, y'all might be, y'all going to have brothers that's going to be under y'all, that's going to come in, that's going to be under y'all, that y'all going to vouch for and do the same thing off of faith. Then a month or two, a year or two, they're going to be right out of here, just doing the same stuff that your family in the world doing, but it comes with it. Just like your family in the world could be doing whatever they do and come into the truth. But that's just all faith. But your point was, you close. You definitely close. Your point is definitely close. That's definitely right there. So meaning this, right? You say you love your brother. He's right here. Now, not loving your brother How will we know you don't love your brother? If I treat, let's say for an example, if I treat Abahaya like garbage or whatnot, and Abahaya can't stand me, he can't stand to be around me because every time I come around, I treat him like garbage. When somebody come to Abahaya and say, hey, do you feel like Daniel love you? What you gonna say? I treat you like garbage. Treat you like garbage. Treat you like, I treat you, excuse my language, treat you like shit. I'm a straight up asshole. You can't stand me. And you like, yo, this dude, I think he hate me. Nah, I think that nigga hate me. Every time he come around, listen, that nigga hate me. If somebody come and say, yo, Daniel, let's say he a man of the Lord. You feel like Daniel love you? What would you say?
No.
Yeah, he would say no. Daniel don't love me. Yo, he's an asshole. Look how he act when he come around me. There's no way he can love me. He can say no. But if you say you love the Lord, what? Is the Lord going to say, nah, you don't love me? The Lord ain't going to come waste his time coming down telling nobody you don't love him. You right here in front of me. You can tell people I don't love you. The Lord is not going to tell no one you don't love him. But how do you know you do love the Lord? By you go to Abahaya, yo, then y'all love you? Hell yeah. What? It's an excellent brother. Do Daraj love you? Hell yeah. What? That's a solid brother. Okay, so he do love the Lord. How do I know he loved the Lord? He don't see the Lord. And the Lord told him to love his brother. The fact that he don't see the Lord and he love his brother lets me know he loved the Lord. Because you don't see God. God ain't coming down saying you don't love me. He ain't doing that. But your brother will say you don't love him. Christians say they love God all the time. Why it's so easy for them they say they love God all the time? Because God is not saying you don't love me. No. But God will tell you how to know if someone do loves him by how he treat y'all. How he treat y'all. If he can't treat y'all right, there's no way he can love me. He don't even see me. So I know he don't love y'all. But if he know you for 2 months. And for 2 months you getting through it. You struggling, you got your ups and downs, and he rocking with you because you know he believes in me and he's helping you get on the right track. You know, you fighting addictions, you fighting a bunch of demons. And this brother is up day and night. He's helping you, he's counseling you, he's getting you through all the stuff you need to get through to make sure you're on the right path to the Lord. And he's doing that knowing you, what, a month or two? Who would do that? To give someone that, to put so much time into a person like that, you would have to go see like a therapist or something, and you got to pay for that. But brothers is, you know, you can get that for free. Phone calls 2 a.m. that might take 2-3 hours. But if it means helping you and putting you in the right spirit, is worth it. You know, going through situations and helping you get out of it. You know, it's worth it. Why? Because I love the Lord, and to prove that I love the Lord, I have to do this for this brother. I don't know this brother. This is my first time meeting him. I've been around him, you know, for 2 months. If this was the world, I wouldn't even trust his ass. But because he's in here and he's doing everything that, you know, the Lord say to do, he's following protocol, he's doing everything right, I got no choice. If I love the Lord, I got to give this brother all the help he needs. He asked for an inch, I got to give him a mile. He asked for my jacket, I got to give him the cloak too. Just for the simple fact, all for the faith I have. Because the Lord is not here to call out who don't love him. But there is ways to show if you do love him. And if this is one of the ways, then yeah, I'm going to have to do it. Which is why It's the first and the second commandment, and none is greater. Love the Lord and love your brother. And this is a precept to it where if a man say he love God but hate his brother, he is a liar. Because the two greatest commandments you ain't even keeping. These are the two greatest. Love the Lord and love your brother. Love the Lord with all your heart and love your brother. They the two greatest commandments. You can't even keep two of the greatest commandments. I know you ain't keeping the Lord's laws. Read on. That was the end of it. All right, you can go back to what you was holding about.
Okay. This is the book of Mark. This is the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 30. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. Verse 31. And the second is like, namely this: thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. Verse 32. And the scribe said unto him, Well, master, thou hast said the truth, for there is one God, and there is none other but he. Verse 33. And to love him with all the heart, with all the understanding, and with all the soul, with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself is more than all whole burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Loving your brother is more than what? All burnt?
Is more than all whole burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Loving your brother means more than any burnt sacrifice. It means more than any sacrifice, burnt sacrifice. The Lord wants you to love your brother because that's what matters to him. That's the two things. Love him and love your brother. And of course, loving your brother is of course loving your sister and all that too. All that is the same thing. That's what matters to the Lord. If you can't love your brother, it's impossible to love the Lord if you hate your brother.
Right.
There's no way you can say I don't give a damn what you do, how much charitable work or whatever work you put in, how much faith you think you have. If you say you love the Lord and you hate your brother, it's no way you love the Lord.
Right.
Why? Precept to that. Let's say if they putting in all this work, every time you see him, they is just putting in work, but they don't love their brother. Let me say, I believe it's in the book of James. The scripture where it say that hold on, let me get it. I believe it's James. Second chapter. Hold on, let me get it. Okay, hold on. The book of James. James 2. And 9.
Okay. This is the book of James, 2, verse 9. But if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin, and are convinced of the law as transgressors.
Now, if you respect persons, you commit sin. Why is being a respecter of person committing a sin?
Because you you will give them favor in judgment.
Right. If you got two people that commit the same crime because this person had money or is at a higher stature in life, you let them go. You get them 6 months of probation. But this person, they getting 5 years. That's a sin. That's a sin. And you're going to be convinced in the law that you're a transgressor, which is a sinner. We're going to show in the law that they should have got the same punishment because of the crime they committed. And because they didn't, you're a sinner for that. Right. You was not just. You're a liar. So the Lord is going to hold you accountable to that. Read.
Okay. Verse 10. For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point.
Now, if you keep the whole law, but you offended in one point. You keep the whole law, but you hate your brother. Read.
He is guilty of all.
You guilty of breaking all the laws. It don't make no difference. You keeping all the laws. What, 633? You keep 632. You keep it all 632. But that one, you hate your brother, you was guilty as breaking all of the 632. Read.
Verse 11. For he that said, do not commit adultery, said also, do not kill. Because
listen, for the one that said, don't commit adultery, he's the one that said, read after don't commit adultery.
Said also, do not kill.
He said, don't kill. Read.
Now, if thou commit no adultery.
Now, he said don't commit adultery and don't kill. So what that mean? If you don't commit adultery, read.
Now, if thou commit no adultery, yet if thou kill.
But you don't commit no adultery, but you kill. Read.
Thou art become a transgressor of the law.
You a transgressor of the law, which means you're no different than an adulterer.
Right.
You killing don't make you better than a person that's committing adultery. Read.
Oh God. Verse 12. So speak ye, and so do, as they that shall be judged by the law of liberty.
Now, so a sin is, listen, if you commit adultery and you don't kill, you guilty. Listen, you better off goddamn killing, right? Like, and this is the crazy thing, right? Which makes this scripture so heavy. Why? Okay, we know Christians don't love the Lord because of their actions, right? Christians who say the law is done away with, they're big on the 10 Commandments, right? But don't even keep the 10 Commandments because they fornicate and they commit adultery. Why don't they kill
Esau?
Yeah, because they don't kill because look, they steal, they commit adultery, they fornicate. Why? Because there's no punishment in that. But they don't kill, and they're big on that because they're going to get locked up. Esau's going to lock them up. If Esau wouldn't lock you up for stealing or killing, they would do it. And they would, promote it as if God still loves you to do it. You never hear them really say, I can't even say that, man, because all them school shootings, they still be in the courtrooms giving them damn devil's hugs. Damn, that's evil. I can't even say what I wanted to say because they do that, man. God damn, that's evil. But yeah, so the laws that they get punished for, the laws of the land they get punished for is what they follow. But the laws of God, they don't follow. Like a Christian is quick to follow the laws of the land and they follow the laws of the land. But they don't follow the laws of God. Right? So, and they do that because they more scared of what can happen now versus what can happen later. Precept. Mm-hmm. I know you know this one. Go ahead.
Because the wicked is not punished.
Yep. Pull that Ecclesiastes. That's the Old Testament, I believe, the 8th chapter. Ecclesiastes 8 and 12.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 12. Though a sinner do evil 100 times.
A sinner commits sin 100 times. Every day, all the time, they are committing sin. Read.
Karuka. 11 has it too, sir, too.
All right, yeah, let's start from 11.
Karuka.
The water.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Meaning what? Sentence against an evil work is not executed expediently. Meaning what? What's the sentence against an evil work?
The judgment, your punishment.
Right, because the punishment against an evil work. So what does executed expediently means? Mm-hmm.
Because the time from when you committed the transgression, since you don't get punished immediately, or since you don't get punished immediately from the time that you committed the transgression, you continue to do it because there's no immediate repercussions.
Right, which goes into what we were saying right before this, right? I say you kill somebody. How long does it take before Esau be on your ass? Immediately.
Right.
That's executed immediately. You still, how long does it take for Esau to be on your ass? Excuse my language. That is executed immediately. So you're going to refrain from doing that.
Right.
Now, you eat some pork. You smoke some weed. Sleep with another man's woman. You coveted. You hate your brother. Esau's not going to punish you for that.
Right.
So guess what? Because the Lord say He's going to punish you for it, but when you do it and nothing don't happen, read.
Okay. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Man, the heart in the sons of man. Because nothing don't happen immediately, the heart's in you is set to do evil. Meaning what? Nothing's going to happen when you commit that sin. So what you going to say? Listen, have you ever talked to a person, an older person that smokes cigarettes, that you try and break the truth down to? And you say, listen, smoking is a sin, according to the Bible. Or talk to an older person that that eat pork, they eat seafood. Try to talk to your grandma or grandpop or something, somebody that's older in your family, whether it's an auntie or something. Try to tell them that eating pork or smoking is wrong. And what they gonna say? What you think they're gonna say? What you think they're gonna say, Garage?
They've been eating this long.
Listen, I had somebody tell me, listen, I've been eating pork before you was born. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Man. I had somebody else say, man, I've been smoking since I was 11. Ain't nothing happened to me now. I remember hearing, listen, a homosexual say, listen, I was born gay and I'm fine. So because I'm sitting here telling them what they doing is wrong and God don't like it, they expect God to move faster because it's God. He can see it. Esau, he had to do a little bit more research, and it might take him a few days. It's going to take Esau longer to catch on to you versus God. They think if God was such against it, he can see everything. So God see it, and he should do something then. You telling me he don't like what I'm doing. Well, the first time I smoked a cigarette was back in 1984. It's 2021. You telling me God don't like it? I don't have cancer. I'm perfectly fine. So guess what? I'm gonna keep smoking cigarettes. Matter of fact, I'm gonna up at the weed. You mean to tell me God don't like if I sleep with another man, woman? Listen, that's how I bet my goddamn kid's mother took her from some nigga or whatnot. I did that in 84. It's 2021. You think God is against it? So what it makes you do? It makes you continue to do it 100 times. What does it mean when it say it's set in their heart to do it 100 times?
Because it wasn't executed speedily, they believe there won't be no judgment at all.
So they do it 100 times more, meaning what?
They do it 100 times more.
Well, let's read this. Let's read it so I can make sure that I'm wording it right.
Okay. Because this book, Ecclesiastes 8 and verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Right. Now, their heart is set in them to do evil. Read.
Verse 12. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged.
Right. Now, he's going to do evil 100 times. What do that mean? He's going to do evil 100 times. He's going to, listen, he's going to do it a lot. He's going to sin a lot. Read.
And his days be prolonged. Yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God.
Damn. His days shall be prolonged. What do that mean? That's the part I wanted. It's set for him to do evil 100 times, although his days be prolonged. What do that mean? Matter of fact, let's read on. So the whole thing, so y'all can get the full understanding. Read.
Yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him. Verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feared not before God.
Now take it from the top, from do sin 100 times.
Okay. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged.
Now, a sinner do evil 100 times, his days be prolonged. What do that mean?
Meaning, okay, he sinned 100 times, so he was supposed to get punished, but his punishment got delayed. His punishment.
Nope, not delayed. Not delayed. His punishment ain't get delayed. He sinned 100 times. What should have happened when he committed that sin the first time? He should have paid for it. But because he didn't pay for it, he sinned 100 times. And it seemed like his prolonged. His life is prolonged. Meaning what? I gave it to y'all. I ain't even mean to word it like that. All right, read it one more time.
Oh God. But it shall, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged.
He doing evil 100 times, his days be prolonged. Is a sinner days prolonged from committing sin?
If he receive mercy.
Nope. his days be prolonged. He commits sin 100 times. His days be prolonged. Meaning what? Think about the whole context of the story. All right, read it one more time.
Okay. Though a
We'll break
sinner
it
do
down.
evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged.
All right, where we at?
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 12.
12. All right, cool. Go ahead.
Yes, surely. Yes,
Read 11. Read 11.
okay. This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Now, sentence against an evil work, because it don't happen immediately. When a person commit a sin because they don't pay for it right there, read.
Okay. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Now, that sinner, their heart is going to make them be fully committed to evil. Why? Because they should have got punished for what they was doing when they did it. But because they didn't get punished right away, now in their mind, God is not against it. So I'm going to make sure I keep doing it. Read.
Okay. Verse 12. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know.
Oh, read.
Yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God.
Now, although a sinner sinned 100 times and his days be prolonged, now his days be prolonged, meaning this person commits sin, and because something didn't happen to them right away, it makes them commit sin 100 times. And because something didn't happen to them right away and they commit sin 100 times, you start to think, damn, you've been eating pork for how long? 30 years? Yeah, you should have been died. You've been smoking how long? And in our minds, it'll start to feel like you might get into a battle when somebody might brag about how long they've been committing the sin. You'll be like, man, God gonna kill you. He gonna kill you for that. And you might think the Lord might kill them pretty soon. And then you run into the person 10 years later and they still alive and still doing the same thing. In their mind, yeah, nigga, you lied. You said God was going to be against what I was doing. Your mind might make you feel like, dang, this nigga ain't died yet. I told this nigga it was wrong. He ain't get cancer yet. Damn. Yeah, it seemed like that his days is prolonged. Now you're going to start to feel like, damn, man. You ain't got cancer yet? You been doing what to all them hoes? You ain't catching nothing? Ah, man. How long? Damn. From, the time he told you he started up until the time you see him again, you might think his days is prolonged. Why? Because ain't nothing happened to him yet. And because ain't nothing happened to him, you think his days is being prolonged. You know something is going to happen. You just feel like it should have been happened. And because it didn't been happen, his days is being stretched out. His days is being prolonged. Read.
Okay. Yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God.
But I should know it should be well with them that fear God. Meaning the person that fear the Most High, I know that they're well. Ain't nothing going to happen to them. They fear the Lord. The Lord is going to be with them. They fear him. So I don't have to go to sleep at night worrying about if something's going to happen to my brothers. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. Yeah, kind of because I'm actually hearing you teaching. Kana Wakan. Shalom, Lord Christ. All right, Salaki, go ahead.
Okay. Yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him.
Now, the person that fear God, I ain't got to go to sleep worrying about what's going to happen to my brothers. I know they fear the Most High, and I know the Most High going to protect them. I don't have to worry about that. Read.
Okay. Verse 13. But it shall not be well with the wicked.
But I know it ain't well with the wicked. Read.
Neither shall he prolong his days.
Now, this wicked person is not prolonging his days. It might feel like it, but he is not prolonging his days. Read.
Which are as a shadow, because he feared not before God.
His days are as a shadow, because he feared not the Most High. What do that mean?
Meaning, like a shadow, it comes and goes. He won't be remembered. The wicked won't be remembered.
Yeah, you on it. His days are as a shadow.
That like his shadow, his punishment is always following him. So it could come at any time.
Nope, just think of a shadow. His days is like a shadow. His days is like a shadow. Think of a shadow. What y'all saying about a shadow is come and go? That's correct. But how is his days like a shadow? He a sinner. And it might seem like he living a long time, even though he's sinning. But his days is a shadow. Because he feared not the Lord. How was his days a shadow? Go ahead.
His life don't have no glory.
Nope, you gotta think of a shadow. Meaning this. His days is like a shadow. Shadow meaning, like y'all said earlier, like y'all said before, it's here and then it's gone. So one day he's here, and one day he's gone. A shadow. You walking, you see your shadow. Bam. 30 minutes later, you might look back, your shadow gone. Just that fast. You might have a shadow outside. You walk long enough, turn around, your shadow gone. That's how his days is. You might be walking outside and see your shadow. You might walk, turn around and still see your shadow. 2 hours later, your shadow gone. You know at some point in time, because of the day, that your shadow is going to go away. It could go away before it could go away before it gets completely dark, or it can go away before, okay, it could go away while it's completely dark, or it can go away before. You don't know. But you just know your shadow is not going to be here. And that's just how his days is. One day he's here. I've been eating pork since 1984. And then the next day, yo, what happened to such and such? Man, that nigga had high blood pressure and died. Doctor said it was all that pork he was eating. God damn. And it'd be when you least expect it. Such and such got lung cancer. What happened? He died of cancer. How? Said he was smoking too much. One day you hear, you sitting there thinking, damn, he's still alive. God damn. you start to just think to yourself, he ain't died yet. And it bothers you. And the next thing you know, he gone. You're like, what the hell happened? You didn't forgot why you was even, you didn't forgot the thought you had about him telling you, yo, I've been sinning for 20 years and nothing happened. To the point where you hear he died, you didn't forgot what he told you. You like, what? He died? Oh man, that's crazy. And it shocks you. Damn. I didn't expect him to go that fast. But you did, though. Everybody got that cousin that run around and do a bunch of crazy stuff. And then when he died, everybody want to act like they shocked on why he got shot. You know damn well why he got shot. You just didn't think he was going to get shot this soon. Yeah, it's the same way for a sinner. They don't think that they're going to go this soon. And you might think that their days is going to be prolonged. But nope. They here one day, and then they go on the next. We could go back to the scripture we was reading before that. Okay. I believe it was in the book of James.
Okay. This is the book of James, chapter 2, in verse 10. For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all. Verse 11. For he that said, do not commit adultery, said also, do not kill. For if thou commit no adultery, yet if thou kill, thou art become a transgressor of the law.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12. So speak ye, and so do, as they that shall be judged by the law of liberty.
Right. All right. Let's get 2 Peter's 2 and 1. 2 Peter's 1 and 10. Salaki.
This is the second book of Peter, chapter 1, verse 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fail, never fall slack.
Read it again.
Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
Now, another thing we should focus on is making sure that our election is sure and is truth, right? How do you make sure your election is sure? Yep, doing what the Lord say to do. You follow the law, statutes, and commandment, you make sure your election is sure. That's how you make sure your election is sure. He that endureth unto the end shall be saved. So we got to endure unto the end, definitely. But you still can make sure your election is sure. Read.
For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall.
Now, make sure your election is sure. Let's read Go up to verse 1 and 5. Go up to verse 5.
This is the second book of Peter, chapter 1, verse 5. And beside this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness, and to godliness brotherly kindness.
Right, which goes into what we were saying earlier, brotherly kindness. So, read on.
And to brotherly kindness, charity. For if these things be in you and abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Right. These are the things that you can do to help you achieve what you need to achieve in this truth. Read.
But he that lacketh these things is blind.
Now, the person that lacked these things, he is definitely blind. Why? Because you can't see that these are the things you need in this truth. These are the things you need. Read.
And cannot see afar off, and hath forgotten that he was purged from his old sins.
And cannot see afar off. Hey, shalom, Lord Christ. And forgotten that he was purged from his old sins. What does it mean when it say he was purged from his old sins? He forgot that he was purged from his old sins. And had forgotten that he was purged from his old sins. What does it mean? He lacked these things and forgot that he was purged from his old sins. Purged from his old sins meaning what?
Forgiven.
Yeah. What does it mean when he was purged from his old sins?
He was taken away.
Yeah, he was separated from them. They was taken out. He forgot that he was made new from his old sins. Read.
Wherefore I will not be negligent to put you all in remembrance of these things, though ye know them, and be established in the presence of truth, in the present truth. Yea, I think it meet, as long as I am in this tabernacle, to stir you up by putting you in remembrance, knowing that shortly I must put off this my tabernacle, even as our Lord Jesus Christ has showed me.
So, like, what verse you at?
14.
Oh, okay. No. Read 10.
Verse 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. For so an entrance shall be ministered unto you abundantly into the everlasting kingdom of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Right. Once you realize these are the things that you need in this truth, and you ain't blind to the fact that these are the things you need, you can make your election sure. Being a brother, putting in work, doing what you need to do. You can make sure that you make it on them chariots, man. Which is the whole end game. That's the whole point of this. Is making sure, we get a spot on that chariot. Yeah, told you. All right, let me get what's this? Is there any questions? Did you have a question, brother? Is there any questions online? All right, cool. Hold on, let me see. All right. Hold on, let me see. John 13. $34. Let me see.
This is the book of John, chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another.
Go up a verse above this.
Verse 33. Little children, yet a little while I am with you. Ye shall seek me, and as I said unto thee and unto the Jews, whither I go ye cannot come. So now I say to you, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all
Salaki, take it from the top again. Salaki.
Verse 33. Little children, yet a little while I am with you. Ye shall seek me, and as I said unto the Jews, whither I go, ye cannot come.
Little children, whether I'm here a while, ye shall seek me. But where I go, ye cannot come. Meaning what? And I say unto the Jews, whether I go, ye cannot come. Meaning, go ahead.
Talk about his own death and ascension to the Most High.
Right. Christ is preparing them. Like, listen, I'm a die, and when I die, where I'm going, you cannot come. While I'm here, they're gonna seek me. But when I die, when you come looking for me, where I'm at, you cannot go there. So because of that, read.
A new commandment I give unto you.
What does it mean when you say a new commandment I give unto you? Even I say unto the Jews, where I go, I cannot go. Ye cannot come. But a new commandment I give unto you. Let's read this commandment.
That ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another.
Now, is that he said a new commandment? So like, hey, Bob, could you hit me one more time? Okay. A new commandment I say unto you. Now, is that what do he mean by that's a new commandment?
That this is an old commandment that they weren't doing anymore. So that they weren't abiding by.
So it's a new commandment meaning what? You're right. But what does it mean when he say it's a new commandment? Who is it new to?
To the brothers just coming into the truth.
Yep. Like all these laws, statutes, and commandments is new to us. We come in here, I didn't know the Bible said not to eat pork. That's new to me. But it's been the law for, 2,000 plus years. It's been a law for 10,000 years, since the earth been here, the water. The Bible say don't, steal or don't smoke. I read that. That was new to me. I'm like, what? But it's here. And it's something that he said a while ago, years ago, thousands of years ago.
Right.
I ain't know it, so that this is new to me. Right. Read. Verse 35.
This is the book of John, chapter 13, verse 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. Simon Peter said unto him, Lord, whither goest thou? Jesus answered him, Whither I go, thou canst not follow me now, but thou shalt follow me afterwards.
And he said to Peter, he said again, where I go, you can't follow me. But before I go, I'm going to leave y'all with something that y'all ain't know. This is a new commandment. It's new to y'all because y'all wasn't doing this. You know, it's not new because it's in the law. It's all over the Bible. Love your brother, do this, do that. It's all over the Bible. But it's new to the people that he's saying it to. It's new to them. Let me see. Read on.
Simon Peter said unto him, Lord, whither goest thou? Jesus answered him, Whither I go, thou canst not follow me now, but thou shalt follow me afterwards. Peter said unto him, Lord, why cannot I follow thee now? I will lay down my life for thy sake. Jesus answered him, Wilt thou lay down thy life for my sake? Verily, verily, I say unto thee, the cock shall not crow till thou hast denied me thrice.
Yeah, that's going into when, he denied them. Let me get Ecclesiasticus at Apocrypha 20. We can start at 19.
Okay. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, 20 and verse 19. An unseasonable tale will always be in the mouth of the unwise.
Unseasonable tale shall be in the mouth of the unwise. Something that's not real is always going to be in the mouth of the unwise. They're going to always be ready to tell a story that is every year. The unwise is always going to be willing to tell you about the story of Christmas or Thanksgiving. They always going to be willing to tell you about something that's just not real. Read.
Verse 20. A wise sentence shall be rejected when it cometh out of a fool's mouth.
But a wise sentence always going to be rejected when it come out of a fool's mouth. Something that's wise, when a fool is going to reject saying it because it's wise. A fool is never going to tell you not to celebrate Christmas, or it's against the laws of God to celebrate Thanksgiving or Easter. That's always going to be rejected out of a fool's mouth. Read.
For he will not speak it in due season.
He ain't going to speak it in due season. When it comes time to, these events that come up, he is not going to speak on it because he's a fool. Read.
Verse 21. There is that is hindered from sinning through one. And when he taketh rest, he shall not be troubled.
Read that again.
There is that is hindered from sinning through one. And when he taketh rest, he shall not be troubled.
Listen. All right. Read the first line.
There is that is hindered from sinning through one.
Now, because of this, he is hindered from sinning through one. Read.
And when he taketh rest, he shall not be troubled.
So when he take rest, he shall not be troubled. He is hindered from sinning through want. But when he take rest, he is not going to be troubled. What is that? What do that mean? What does that mean?
There is some that can't sin because they lack the means.
There are those that justify the sins that they're doing, and the justification allowed them to not have, a guilty conscience.
So when they take rest, they should not be troubled. That first part is right. That's the first part. So what does it mean when it say that when they take rest, they shall not be troubled?
So that their mind is at ease with doing whatever it is that they're doing. It doesn't bother them or keep them up at night.
Why wouldn't they be troubled? What's another reason they wouldn't be troubled? When they lay to rest, they wouldn't be troubled. Because they ain't got nobody that's gonna be. Listen, when you first come into the truth that first year and you ain't celebrating nothing, oh man, it's a wrap. You gonna lay down for rest and you going to be troubled. So you ain't getting me nothing for Christmas. So you ain't gonna come see your grandma for Thanksgiving. So you ain't getting nothing for Easter. What? You gonna be troubled because, like we read earlier in the verse, an unseasonable tale will always be in the mouth of the unwise, and a wise sentence shall be rejected. So they are rejecting the truth, and they are talking about things that's unwise. And because of that, they ain't got nothing to worry about when they go to sleep at night. They not going to be troubled. They're going to feel at rest. Why? Ain't nobody going to be blowing up their phone because they're going to celebrate everything that they're not supposed to celebrate. Why? Because they are telling unseasonable tale. They are agreeing with a lie. But the one that don't agree with this, listen, when Christ said that your enemies are going to be those of your own household, that was real. It'd be your wife. If you come into the truth with a rib, it's going to be your wife. If you come into the truth living with your parents, it's going to be your parents. If you come into the truth with a wife and live with your parents, it's a wrap. Everybody going to be against you. Why? Because they're going to be expecting certain things from you, and you're not going to do it. So when you lay down at rest, all hell going to break loose. Wake up on Christmas Day, and they go to look under them trees, or your baby mom got to explain to the child that none of these, which she's going to do. She's going to make sure she make it known to them children that none of these presents came from you. None of these presents came from daddy. You done did everything you could do, plus more, all year round. That one day she's going to take that opportunity to make sure them kids hate you. Why? Because she didn't taught them kids that this is how daddy proves he loves you. Which is why as kids get older, they start to get more disrespectful. You ain't get me nothing when I was 12. What about that bike that I wanted for Christmas? They start to bring up all this old stuff. Because when they was 12 and they didn't get that bike, the mom made sure she let them know. She could have bought the bike, but on purpose did not get you that bike because she made sure she's going to let this child know why you didn't get that bike. It was daddy. He hated you. When in all reality, you love the Lord. You love the Lord so much, you're not willing to go against him, even if it means, it's going to make my children upset. So be it. I love the Lord.
Right.
Even if it means, making grandma upset because I ain't go to, because I ain't go to Thanksgiving dinner. So be it. Even if it means missing a funeral most of the time. Sometimes you might have something coming up and you might need to go to a funeral. And it you might think about it and be like, this ain't worth it. I got too much stuff coming up. I got too much stuff to do in the school this week. Could I miss a week? Nah, I can't do it. It might just take a risk. Let the dead bury the dead, like Christ said. Since I've been in the truth, I've been to one funeral. And that was a person that was in the truth that passed away. But since I've been in the truth, I didn't have family members die left and right. I ain't even go to their funerals. I got a call about a funeral where, my grandfather died. My grandma wanted me and Malakia to walk her into the goddamn church, to the casket, and stay with her. And at the moment, I just felt like it was so much coming up. It was just like, I called Malakia. I was like, you going? You heard what they said? He was like, I ain't going. Just like that. It was late at night. We both sleep. I'm like, yo, you going, man? No, I ain't going. Yeah, it's too much. All right, Shalom, Lord Christ. Just like that. All right, Shalom, Lord Christ, sir. Just hung up. Woke up the next morning, was just like, yeah, I can't make it. I just can't make it. I just can't take that risk. And I wanted to go. Like, it ate at me because I wanted to go. It was my grandfather. I ain't seen him in so long. It was right before it was just so much that came into the play. Like, right before he passed, he asked to see me or whatnot. I was on my way to the hospital, heard that he passed before I got there, knew I couldn't go see him because it had made me unclean because I couldn't go in there. They let my family sit around him for about like 2 hours or something before they took him. Like, everybody come hug him, kiss him, and talk to him while he was dead. And I was like, I planned on coming to see him while he was alive, still awake. He passed in the mist. And I was like, and I had to turn back around. Then a week later, I wanted to come to the funeral. It was just a decision that I had to make where it was just like, I'm gonna just let the dead bury the dead. It was just one of those situations. And you're gonna experience that when you're in this truth. Some funerals you will go to, and you should. There's gonna be a family in the world, you know. And then some funerals, it just ain't worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth going there and watching them fight and scream and knock the goddamn casket over. It's just not worth it, man. I'm going to go there, had the worst experience of my life, and still be unclean from all the work in the school and be mad as hell I even went. Because it was a goddamn tragedy. And then it's some instance where you could go. But you would know in that time when it comes. Some people miss their mothers and fathers' funerals. Some people miss their aunts and uncles' funerals. You would know. You would know when the time comes. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong with it. Like that probably was one of the biggest tests I had to deal with, not going to my grandfather's funeral and having to weigh that out. And it was just like, I got to make the right decision. And I'm happy I made that decision or whatnot. Read on.
Verse 22. There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness, and by accepting a person's overthroweth himself.
Okay. Read that again.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 20, verse 22. There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness, and by accepting a person's overthroweth himself.
There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness, and by accepting of person overthroweth himself. What do that mean? Take it from the top. It ain't no questions online, right?
But there is a question, sir.
Okay, all right. What's the question?
This is from Tyler Vu Productions.
Mm-hmm.
Shalom, is there somewhere in or near Philly to get a baptism?
What kind of baptism? How do you spell shalom? With an O? All right. What kind of baptism? Answer that before I answer the question. What kind of baptism you looking for? Water baptism or the baptism? Are you looking for a water baptism, basically? I'm going to say that. Answer that. Let me know if he typed that back in. Let me know if he answered.
Okay.
All right, read that scripture.
Okay. There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness,
He destroyed his own soul through bashfulness. Read.
And by accepting a person's overthrow of himself.
But by accepting a person's overthrow of himself. Read. Well, so like, what that mean? He destroyed his own soul through bashfulness. Meaning he's so hateful for no reason, he's destroying himself for it. He don't got no reason to be the way he is, and he destroying himself. Read.
And by accepting a person's overthrow of himself.
Now, what happened when he be bashfulness? How was he accepting of persons? He destroying himself through the bashfulness, and now he accepting of persons, and that's destroying himself. Overthrow himself, meaning he's bashful, talking down, being evil to people. Now, what are the people around him saying to him about that? They respect a person. What did he tell him? And what is he doing to people? They're making him feel like he ain't wrong, and he's letting people go for what they do. He's being a respective person. We read it earlier. A respective person is you got two people that's in trouble for the same thing because of who this person is, you let them go. And because this person is poor, you punish him. But he's bashful. You know, that's all he do is bash people. But he's also a respective person.
It's like, sir, look up the definition of bashful.
Yeah, go ahead. You can look it up.
Only because I'm reading it. I'm not getting understanding.
All right, cool. Read the definition. Yeah, y'all can look it up. Look it up. Yeah, when you got it, you can read it.
Bashful, reluctant to draw attention to oneself, shy. That's the one.
Bashfulness.
So,
hold on. All right. I know, so like, go ahead.
You talking to me, sir?
No, I was talking to the brother. I thought he was about to say something else.
That was the definition of bashful. Sloppy says bashfulness meaning socially shy or timid.
Hold on, so like that. Slocky, go ahead. Read on.
The definition, sir?
Yeah.
Bashfulness, socially shy or timid, diffident, self-conscious, resulting from a resulting from or typical of a bashful nature.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, bashfulness.
And that's it. All right, hold on. I'm about to pull his definition up and send it to Abad. Hold on. Hold on, bear with me. Or get the Bible Combat Dictionary for me, Bubba Kashaw, and look it up.
I got the Compact Bible Dictionary, but
It ain't in there.
it's not in there.
Get the Salaki, if you could, get the big one.
Big one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess where I'm getting confused at, if you're using the root word bash, it's just like bashing word.
Mm-hmm.
Bashing, and then putting, I guess the suffix full is full of hitting words. But I thought, to my understanding, it was two different words.
Two different things. Right. All right, cool. Hold on, let me see. Gotcha. Hold on. Is it back there?
I don't see a big one back here, sir.
Okay. Or it might be in the camp.
The lights went up.
Yeah. It's the plug. The water. All right, hold on. Let me just look it up. All right, now hold on. Say what you just said. You said where you getting confused at is what?
The verse where it says, there is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness. I'm kind of understanding it to be someone who don't take up for themselves or who don't stand up for themselves. And by accepting a person's overthroweth himself, meaning that he lets other people overthrow himself.
Nah, because that's not what a respective person is. Okay, that's not the meaning of respective person. A respective person, of course, is you have respect for a person because of their statue or their money.
So we're
Hold on.
Go ahead. The respect for a person's reference in this, what would that be?
Okay, all right. Read the verse above it.
It's not here either.
It ain't in there. Bashfulness.
No. Yeah, I put it in the Holy Ghost.
Oh, all right. So let's just read it.
This is what Ecclesiastic cuss.
I'm about to send you something too. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, you can read, but I'm about to send it to your phone so you could just pull this up and read this.
This is the book of Ecclesiastic cuss, chapter 20 and verse 23. Verse 20 and 22. There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness, and by accepting a person's overthroweth himself. Verse 23.
Read the verse above that, Salakia.
Goes down. Verse 21. There is that is hindered from sinning through want, and when he taketh rest, he shall not be troubled.
Right, read.
Verse 22. There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness, and by accepting a person's overthroweth himself.
All right, hold on. Because this, hold on. Because this is going to eat at me if I don't find this goddamn definition. All right, read on. All right, hold on. I'm about to send this to you. But go ahead, read on.
verse 23. There is that for bashfulness promiseth to his friend,
Mm-hmm.
and maketh him his enemy for nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So like it, read that one more time.
So there is that for bashfulness promiseth to his friend, and maketh him his enemy for nothing.
So how he make the bashfulness he make his enemy for nothing, meaning what? Anybody can answer. Go ahead.
Going off the same understanding of the word bashfulness, is there is that for bashfulness promiseth to his friend, meaning because he don't stand up for himself or is shy or timid or giving to his friend. He does things that his friend may want to do and he don't want to do, because he don't say anything about it, making him his enemy in his heart. He's saying,
Okay, I think I'm missing something. All right, say that again.
So it says, there is that for bashfulness promises to his friend, meaning that, because I'm shy or I'm timid, I can't stand up for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever my friends say, that's what I'm going to do. But secretly, I don't want to do that. And the second part of that, and maketh him his enemy for nothing. And secretly, I'm making him my enemy, not because anything that he's doing, is simply because I don't want to say, no, I don't want to do this, or no, or...
Right, I get what you're saying. So he become an enemy to his friend, not because of what his friend doing, is because of him saying he don't want to do it. Him not saying he don't want to do it. So now he begin to hate his friend for it?
Or...
for not speaking up for himself?
Right, kind of.
Okay.
I mean, that...
Okay, right. I see what you're saying.
With the verse before it, and then this one in the definition of bashfulness.
Right, I see what you're saying, but that's not what this is saying, right? All right, so let's read it again. You got what I sent to your phone?
No, sir, I didn't receive it.
You didn't receive it? All right, read it again.
Okay.
I just sent it again.
You sent it to the right number?
Okay, yeah. The one you just texted me from earlier.
Come on.
Yeah. I'm going to send it to you, Yediah.
Go.
I'm going to see if you get it. All right, read it. Read on. Salaki, take it from the top. I'm going to send it to Yediah. Salaki. You said you got it?
I didn't get it.
Oh, you didn't get it? Hold on. Yeah, you read on. I'm going to just send it to Yediah.
Okay. God, this book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 20, verse 21. There is that is hindered from sinning through one, and when he taketh rest, he shall not be troubled. Verse 22. There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness, and by accepting a person's overthroweth himself.
Where we was just reading from, I think, was you just reading?
Kind of the same place.
Yeah,
so the verse before.
Yeah, read where we first started from with the first bashfulness. Yeah,
that was it.
That was it, and there's one after this. All right, cool. Read on.
Verse 23. There is that for bashfulness promiseth to his friend, and maketh him his enemy for nothing.
Right. All right. Yediah, read what I just sent you.
Go. And awkwardness or lack of self-confidence in the presence of others. Backwardness, condense, retiring, shyness, timidity, and timidness.
Right. So based off the content, what does it mean?
I still getting the same understanding that it's somebody that is not standing up for themselves, like shy and timid.
Right.
And I'll read it again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go. The second bashfulness, sir?
Wherever we started. What verse you want him to start from?
What he just read.
What you just read.
There is that for bashfulness promiseth to his friend, and maketh him his enemy for nothing.
Because he's so uncomfortable and timid around his friend, even though your friend may not be doing no harm to you, you know what I mean? You so messed up in the head, you know what I mean? You making him your enemy when your friend did nothing to you.
And why is that? Salaga.
Because he may know, I think this goes in what it said earlier, because he's bashful, you know what I mean, around others, and he may know right from wrong, it'd be no different than, like if I could use Christmas. You know, you being bashful around your mom and your dad and your rib around Christmas time, you know Christmas is wrong. You know celebrating Thanksgiving is wrong. But you get so uncomfortable, you know what I mean, around them and so timid. If you may fold and say Merry Christmas and get a gift, you know what I mean, and succumb to being weak.
Right. Read on. Well, take it from the top. Salaki.
Okay. There is that for bashfulness promiseth to his friend, and maketh him his enemy for nothing.
Hold on. I'm about to send you another thing, what it means in Hebrew. This is what I was looking for. Salaki. Yediah.
The one you just sent?
I just sent it. Right, because everything is about context, right? Now, what you saying, I'm not saying that's not the definition, right? Because all that is what bashful means. Bashful have many different definitions, which why I was trying to look it up, right? So it's just like when we say John 3:16, world means age or society. If you look it up, it's not going to say that unless you find the actual definition for it, right? So you could look up Webster's, you could look up whatever dictionary. A lot of dictionaries won't have all the definitions. But when you go into the Hebrew, it tells you all the definition or the context of it, right? So read. Yediah.
Come, shy, coy.
Now, do bashfulness mean shy? Yes, it does. Read.
Coy.
Timid.
Ashamed.
Or ashamed. It means all that, right? Now, take it from the top where you was reading, so I won't go over too much of the time.
Okay. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 20 and verse 23. There is that for bashfulness promiseth to his friend, and maketh him his enemy for nothing.
Now, because you are so bashfulness to your friend, and bashfulness, which is promising to your friend, you make him your enemy for nothing, right? You were such a shame. Now, hold on. Are you starting from where it goes into the rest at night?
No. We'll start there.
Is this before or after?
After.
Okay, do the restful. Start there.
Okay. There is that is hindered from sinning through one.
Through one, right. Read.
And when he taketh rest, he shall not be troubled.
Now, because, and I think it's the verse before this talks about the unwise speaketh things that's, you basically the unseasonal things. It talks about doing things because you unwise. You're going to be for a lot of things that's seasonal, such as the holidays or whatnot that happen. You're going to be with that. So when you lay down that night, you're not going to be troubled. You're going to lay down with knowing ain't nobody going to be on my back for not. Christmas is tomorrow. I ain't got to worry about nobody calling me because I didn't buy no Christmas gift. Read.
God. He shall not be troubled. Verse 22. There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness.
Now, read that again.
There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness.
Now, he's going to destroy his own soul through bashfulness. Now, because he do that, he's going to destroy his own soul through bashfulness. Read.
And by accepting a person overthroweth himself.
Now, he's accepting of person. Now, let's switch it to the scenario that I just gave. He's going to destroy his own soul through bashfulness, and by accepting of persons, going to destroy it himself, right? So let's do the Christmas scenario that I just gave. He's going to go to sleep knowing that he's not going to have any trouble because he's going to be with anything that's seasonal. He's going to be with it. He ain't going to have anything. But he will be ashamed of it. Now, why he will be ashamed of it? Read that verse.
Okay. There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness, and by accepting a person overthroweth himself.
Because at the end of the day, he's an asshole. And because he accepts persons, he's going to overthrow himself. Why? He know this is wrong.
Right.
But guess what? When I come to Abahaya and be like, yo, damn, you ain't get nobody nothing for Christmas? And you say, nah, man, I ain't getting nobody nothing for Christmas, man. You know Christmas ain't in the Bible. That's evil. Now, I'm going at it with him, right? This is my man. That's Abahaya. But because I want to make sure I lay down that night and don't have no trouble, guess what? I'm going to just disagree with him. I'm going to disagree with him when that's shameful. I know what I'm doing. And because I disagree with him and I know it's wrong, then guess what? Read.
Okay. Verse 23. There is that.
No, read at the end of 23.
Okay. And maketh him his enemy for nothing.
Now, I just made him my enemy for nothing. I know what the hell he's talking about. I know exactly what he's talking about.
What?
But because I want to sleep at night and not go through any trouble, guess what? Guess what's going to happen when I buy how y'all bring it to me? I'm going to bash him. I'm going to be bashfulness. And because I'm going to be bashfulness, I'm going to make sure bashfulness comes with sleep at night. I'm going to be ashamed. I'm going to be an asshole or whatnot. However you want to put it. I'm going to be bashfulness. Even though I'm ashamed of it, so what? Guess what? I'm unwise, which is why at the beginning of the story, it talks about the unwise. The unwise, this is what the unwise do. Why are they unwise? Because it's not wise to do it.
Right.
They know they shouldn't do it, but so be it. It's the best thing to do. Being unwise it don't necessarily mean you don't know. Being unwise is actually, I know it, but I'ma still be forward. Like, I know Christmas is wrong. But my wife is going, I don't feel like arguing with the wife, man. You know, I don't feel like arguing with the moms. Man, that's unwise.
Right.
So guess what's going to happen every year? Every year around, December 20th to like December 25th, you ain't going to come to class. And when you don't come to class, we know why. We know why. You've been in class all year. But November 20th to the 24th, December 20th to the 24th, it's a pattern. So we know you ain't trying to argue with everybody. And then when people bring it up to you, you just going to agree with them. You're just going to agree with them. Why? Because you're a respecter of a person. I respect this person enough to do what? Would you respect this person enough? Because remember, respect their person is like respecting somebody's statue or their status or their money, what they can do.
To give up your own beliefs?
But why are you doing it for this person? This is an unseasonable, unseasonable tale? Meaning, every season you telling this. But why are you willing to give it up for this person?
Because his opinion matters to you.
Why do their opinion matters to you? Because everybody got an opinion, and everybody's opinion don't matter. But why do this person opinions matter? Think about the whole concept, the unseasonable tale, the unwiseness. Why do this person's opinion matter? You made an enemy with your friend and everything, but why do this person? Your friend opinion didn't matter because they're your enemy now. Why do this person opinion matters? You don't care about your friend hating you because they're your enemy. But why do this person opinion matters?
Because they can trouble you
How they can trouble you?
with their status.
What is their status? What is their status? Listen, I don't know if y'all been through it yet, but y'all might go through it. When you come into the truth, who are some of the people that can trouble you?
Mom, dad, wife,
All that. Right. Respect the person to people in charge or people with money or people with like high standard. A respected person to us could be your closest family, your mom, your kids, or whatnot. That's why your family is going to be your number one enemy when you come into the truth. Because you're not willing to, stand up for what you really believe in, you rather hide it because you're ashamed to say it. Why are you ashamed to say it? Because it's just going to bring you trouble. So what happens when I come up and tell me Christmas is wrong? We just disagree with him and just argue with the nigga all day. I'm gonna just be arguing. And then when the nigga leave, I'm gonna just talk about him behind his back. Why? Because really, I'm ashamed of what I'm doing because I know it's wrong. But I sleep at night better. I sleep at night better doing this. So that's why I said, like, the definition, what you saying is not wrong. The definition is not wrong. But for content, for the concept's sake, it's a bashfulness is a person that is like being an asshole, somebody that's, so ashamed of what they doing that all they want to do, they just gonna tell a bunch of stories that don't make sense. They just gonna be unwise about everything they do because they just ashamed of doing it. You bring it to their attention, you their enemy now. My friend. I make an enemy out of a friend for no reason. Why? Because you done told me what the hell am I doing? Nah, I done made an enemy now. Is there any more questions online?
No, sir.
All right, any more questions in the room? No questions? Or was that it? All right, with that, pass the class off to precinct officer Ibad.
Give priest and officer Daniela of 1,000 a strong, powerful hand. ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, starting out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Command of General Yohana. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, found in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, in verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Ma'ashara means tenth in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like up holy convocations is Purim, the 14th day, and the 15th day of the 12th month, which is Monday, February 14th, and Tuesday, February 15th of 2022. Found in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verses 20 to 31. Remind Akim and Akwathian to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, headband, and scarf. With that, Admaja, which means to stand. So I can say you want to do the Lord's Prayer?
No, it's like you can just say the announcements.
Okay.
You can just salute out.
Okay. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Admaja Sabat. Admaja. Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakathum. Yashmatah. Give me his hands down. Class dismissed.
Hey, those questions, right? Do we want to make sure to change